Okay, hello again Year 6. And today in our learning journey lesson we're going to continue trying to answer our learning question, what role did scientists of the past play in our understanding of the world today, by looking at selective breeding. So we're going to build on the work we did yesterday in inheritance and look how we can, how humans have learned to use that knowledge about inheritance to their advantage. Okay, and then this is a kind of a prequel to learning about some famous scientists that taught us all about how evolution occurs. Okay, so today we're going to be particularly looking at the dog and dog breeds, and you're going to have a little go yourself at having a simulation of creating your own dog breeds. So all of our modern breeds of dog are descended from the wolf. So how come they all look and act so differently? Okay, so some, like the Border Collie, can be loyal and intelligent, some small and friendly, some large and small, like the Great Dane, some hard-working with a thick coat, like the Alsatian or the German Shepherd, some might be courageous with a very strong jaw, and some might be very fast and agile, like the Greyhound. So gamekeepers in the 1800s had a problem. Poachers were entering their land and stealing their game birds before the shooting season. A poacher is someone who would come and steal animals. It's kind of a form of thief. Their dogs, the gamekeepers' dogs, mastiffs, were big, strong dogs and great companions, but they were not aggressive or fast enough to chase after the poachers. Here is a picture of a mastiff. Another breed known to them was the bulldog. This was quick and aggressive, but not strong enough to pull the poachers down and hold them until a gamekeeper arrived, the bulldog. So they had two types of dog, which were great in their own right, but they weren't quite appropriate for the particular role they were needed for. So what could they do? Got the mastiff, large and strong, but slow and not aggressive, and the bulldog, aggressive and quick, but small. So they selectively bred them together to make a breed known as a bull mastiff. Large, quick, strong and aggressive. When the breeding, selective breeding process happens, they would put a male, but potentially a male mastiff and a female bulldog, or the other way around, and they would have a litter of puppies. They would then have to wait for the litter of puppies to grow mature enough for them to see the traits in that animal. So then the desirable traits that are seen in that animal, so the ones that were quick, the ones that were strong and aggressive, perhaps whatever they were needed for, would then be kept and be bred from, so that those particular features would be passed on to the next generation of bull mastiffs. The other ones would, just not be bred from, the ones that didn't have the required characteristics. Okay, so they had the bull mastiff, which is perfect. So humans have changed the way dogs look and act by choosing which dogs to breed together. This is called selective breeding. Okay, now this dog is a more modern example of selective breeding. It's a relatively new breed called a Labradoodle. Oh, this is a hard one. What two dogs do you think were bred to make it? That's right. It's a poodle and a Labrador, or even a Labrador and a poodle, depending which way around you want to do it, to make a Labradoodle. So what feature, looking at the pictures below, what features has the Labradoodle inherited from the Labrador, and what features has it inherited from the poodle? Well, the Labradoodle is large, like the Labrador. It has a fluffy coat, like the poodle, and which sheds much less than Labrador's coat, so it doesn't lose its hair. So potentially people who, pet owners who are asthmatic, might choose to have a Labradoodle because it's like a Labrador in some respects, but it doesn't drop its hair, so therefore then they wouldn't be allergic to the dropped hair. They are also generally good-tempered and good swimmers, like both the poodle and the Labrador. Therefore, the Labradoodle has favourable characteristics from both of its parents' breeds. Should have an apostrophe there on parents. I've missed that out. Okay, now this is a picture of my dog, Molly. She's a Sprolly, okay, a Springer Spaniel crossed with a Border Collie. Now I'm not sure whether it was a deliberate mix. I think it might not have been, although she is the most lovely natured dog. So she's got all of the best characteristics of a border collie. She's got the hair of a border collie when she's not been shaved, quite short. She's fluffy, she's good tempered, she's well behaved, she's intelligent. She's quite lively, but she's not too bad. I had a golden retriever cross with a border collie once, and she was nuts. So this, in my opinion, this particular mix was slightly favourable. And she looks like a Springer Spaniel, but she's got longer legs. Okay, and yeah, okay, she's known as a Sprawley. Okay, so human intervention. There can be changes that occur because of humans interfering with nature. Okay, so there's two forms. There's selective breeding, like we've seen there, and there can be genetic engineering, and there's lots of controversy about that, about humans interfering with it. And I think that's something that we can pick up later on in our learning journey. Perhaps we could write an argument piece of writing, or perhaps have a debate, or a balanced argument, or a discursive text about that. But we'll come back to that later on. Okay, so here's another example of selective breeding. So as we've already heard, this is carried out on purpose, but I just thought I'd show you with a different animal. It's carried out to pass on selected genetic traits, carried out to produce desirable traits in both plants and animals. It can happen in plants as well. So an example here, examples might be breeders select dogs with certain colours, horses that run exceptionally fast, or cows that produce high yields of milk. So it can be done in any animal and for lots of different reasons. Here we've got a Bengal cat, a hybrid breed of a cat mixed with an Asian leopard cat. Okay, here an example of something used in agriculture. So this is a mule, like donkey from Shrek. So the mule is a result of breeding a female horse with a male donkey. The mule is superior to the horse in certain areas, not in others. So it's superior in strength, endurance, intelligence, and disease resistance. So it's used for a particular reason. Now, this is another topic that we might want to pick up in our argument writing or discursive text, or perhaps have a debate about it. This is human intervention with nature. You know, I don't like it. Gone wrong. Okay. So this is a liger. So this is the result of breeding female tiger to a male lion. It has stripes and spots. The stripes are from the tiger parent, the spots from the lion parent. Okay, and so actually a liger isn't able to reproduce, so because it's two different species. So that's actually, we'll come on to that again, that's the kind of definition of a species. One of the definitions of a species is if it can actually produce produce young of the same breed, and it can't. So it's a crossbreed. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but I was just showing you an example of that and how humans have intervened there. Okay, so quick recap. It's the process used to produce different breeds of animals or varieties of plants that have useful characteristics. Potentially the liger doesn't have any useful characteristics other than people might want to look at them in a zoo. Selective breeding. Using selective breeding, you can produce specific offspring with useful characteristics of both parents. Farmers might want to choose individual cows, for example, to mate in order to produce a generation of cows that will yield more milk. And other farmers, apple growers, for example, might want to produce a type of apple that's tasty and resistant to disease. This can be done by crossing a variety of apple known for taste with another that shows strong resistance to disease. Okay, and I've included another video you might want to watch that explains it in a slightly different way with some slightly better animations than I've got. Okay, thanks very much, Year 6. I'll speak to you tomorrow.